Okay, so today we have a little thing that I like to do sometimes where YouTube Music puts out, my most listened to songs during the summer, the spring, the fall, the winter, whatever. And of course, we're near the end of summer. So this came out, and I thought, well, I want to do it again, just to show people what I listen to, because sometimes people ask. And also, I just find it kind of fun. So anyway, this is my top summer tracks and my top summer artists and songs. So first of all, as you can see, my top summer tracks. First of all, Push from Ryan Gosling. Of course, Barbie pretty much was the movie of the summer, and I enjoyed that movie, and I enjoyed Ryan Gosling's take on Matchbox 20's Push. And yeah, I expected that to be number one because I listened to that a lot of times because I found it very funny the way he would say granted. And again, it was just so catchy, of course. So I just enjoyed that so much, and I expected it to be number one, and there it is. So Push from Ryan Gosling. I just love that. Anyway, Welcome to My Life by Simple Plan. Obviously a very angsty song from, the mid 2000s, I want to say early 2000s. And, but all of a sudden, I am going through my Simple Plan phase. And, so I'm not surprised that's there. And, yeah, I just, great little Canadian band. And, Welcome to My Life. Very feely song, very in your feels especially for teenagers and such. But anyway, it's a very nostalgic song too. All That She Wants from Ace of Base number 3. I don't know what it is about the song, but I mean, I guess it's the catchiness of it. I guess I really enjoyed the I can't remember the vocalist's voice or name. I mean, but her voice is so great as well. And obviously, Ace of Base is probably best known for their song The Sign, but they've had so many other great hits too, and just a great dance song too. So I really enjoy that, and I would rock out to that a few times, I guess. And then we have Saturday Night by the Misfits. Now, obviously there's the Danzig Misfits and there's the Michael Graves Misfits, and I like Danzig's interpretation better. But Saturday Night is just a song that I really enjoy, and it's a song that's very it really gets you in your feels again. It's one of those songs like that, and emotional in a way too. And I don't know, I really enjoy that song. I've enjoyed it for a long time, and suddenly I was listening to it more and more during the summertime. So there it is. Maybe that tells you what my feelings about summer were, my emotions and such that I was going through. Anyway, Therapy from Andrew Garfield and Vanessa Hudgens, which is of course from Tick Tick Boom, a musical film, whatever. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed that song. Honestly, I've never watched the whole musical, but I've liked a lot of songs from it, and Therapy is one of them as well. So yeah. And then we go on to my top summer artists. Now, I love this. My number one, Tiny Tim. I find that hilarious. But it's true. I mean, I've listened to a lot of Tiny Tim. Obviously, best known for Tiptoe Through the Tulips or Living in the Sunlight, Loving in the Moonlight. But I love so many more songs that he's had, from the Coming Home Party, my God, The Viper, Out on the Old Front Porch. His whole first album is just magnificent. But anyway, his cover of, The Doors, People Are Strange. I love his covers as well. But anyway, Tiny Tim, I just love that he's number one. And again, I just love him so much. My God, he knows so much about music. And he's kind of seen it as a novelty act, but I really enjoyed him. Number two, Eminem. I mean, I've loved Eminem since I was a kid, since I was like 7 years old when I heard my sister listening to him. And no surprise there. Corb Lund at number 3. He is a Canadian country artist, I guess you would say, which is very surprising because I don't listen to a lot of country, but I like Corb Lund. From songs like I'm Gonna Shine on My Boots, I Want to Be in the Cavalry, Truck Got Stuck. Again, it's very, not my aesthetic, but I really enjoy his voice. I really enjoy his aesthetic. I really enjoy his kind of, I don't know, way of singing. He has a very kind of throwback voice, very throwback kind of sound, and I just enjoy that a lot as somebody who likes, outlaw country artists from like Johnny Cash or Merle Haggard and such. But anyway, Corb Lund there. Simple Plan number 4. I already talked about them a bit, but I'm going through my Simple Plan phase, I guess. And then the Misfits at number 5, and that just encompasses the whole band, from Michael Graves and Danzig. And yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed the Misfits throughout high school. But then I've been getting into them over the summer, I guess. And, it's weird how music comes back around to you, I have to say. Yeah, we're recording. Okay, so so yeah, now going on to my most listened to songs of the year. First off, how I talked about already, and it's Push from Ryan Gosling. I already talked about that so many times, but Barbie kind of overtook my life throughout the summer. Daydream Believer by the Monkees. I am someone who didn't listen to a lot of the Monkees songs, especially I listened to songs with Mickey Dolenz on vocals a lot of the time. But yeah, I never listened to this one, and then suddenly it came on YouTube, just shuffle, and I was like, oh god damn, this song is good, isn't it? And Davy Jones, of course, on lead vocals, really enjoyed his lead vocals, just so magnificent, such a great feeling song. I love their transition right off the bat of wake up sleepy Jean, wake up sleepy Jean, I just love how they go into that. It's just great. And Daydream Believer, yeah, I was sleeping on that song for a long time, and it's an old song, but I came around to it finally, and goddamn, it's great. So then we have I'm Just Ken. Of course, like I said, Barbie overtook my life throughout this whole summer. And here's another one from Ryan Gosling, I'm Just Ken. He was so goddamn good in that movie, and his songs were great, his voice is great. And, again, it's another kind of funny song, and I just really enjoyed it. I have to say that as well. I mean, my God. Then we go on to Saturday Night by the Misfits. Again, this is from Michael Graves' era of the Misfits, and I pretty much already talked about them, so again, I just love that song so much, though. All That She Wants, I talked about that one already. Therapy, talked about that one already. Living in the Sunlight, again, Living in the Moonlight, another great Tiny Tim song. This might be, aside from Tiptoe Through the Tulips, it might be his second most known song. And yeah, Living in the Sunlight, Living in the Moonlight is such a great feeling song. And again, an older tune that Tiny Tim took, redid, my goodness gracious, and put his own unique stamp on it. And I think this was in the first episode of SpongeBob as well. It was an integral part of that show. And yeah, it's a great feeling song. It's a song I've listened to for many years, and a song I will listen to for many more years to come. Then we have Beach Coma by Blur. Now, Beach Coma, I think this was a B-side, and when somebody requested this, I think they said, it's not the most known Blur song, and you can even see by the views there, 11,000 views, but, not that well known, but I love it so much. I love the wooziness of it. I love the laid-back Damon's voices on it, and I just love everything about it. And it might be one of my favorite songs that I've reacted to throughout this year when I do that list at the end of the year. I say that a lot, but again, it's just what comes up. And Beach Coma is just a song that I've come to really enjoy, and it's an underrated Blur track, I have to say. My God. Gonna Shine Out My Boots by Core Blund. And I talked about Core Blund being one of my favorite artists, and how I'm not much of a country boy, if you can't tell. But I enjoy Core Blund's old kind of country style. As somebody who grew up with an older dad who likes country, and art, like I talked about, artists from Johnny Cash to even Elvis Presley. I know he's not country, but just older artists, Merle Haggard, George Jones, these kind of guys. And I get that kind of a sense from Core Blund, where he's kind of an older, a guy who's older than he is, or whatever kind of a thing, and his spirit and all that stuff. And yeah, so I just really Gonna Shine My Boots, and it's just such a low key, easy going song, and might be my favorite song from Corb. Anyway, the Coming Home Party from Tiny Tim, another Tiny Tim song. And again, this might be it is one of my favorite Tiny Tim songs. And again, I just love Tiny's falsetto. You can't say that enough. And I love the pacing of it. I love how Tiny, the whole kind of story he goes through in the song, and it kind of can be relatable to some other people who are a bit anxious. if you listen to the song and hear the story, yeah, it's relatable in that way. And yeah, I just really enjoyed his storytelling in it. And the Coming Home Party, another great freaking song from Tiny. His whole first album is just great. I mean, my God. Voodoo from Godsmack. Now, this is another song that I listened to, or I first heard, in the car, listening to the radio in like high school, and it's a song that I all of a sudden I came back to, and I just love the opening of it, the drum part, and then Sully, kind of talking, I'm not the one who, there's that deep voice, and then it goes right into it, and I just love the whole feeling of the song. There's kind of I don't know if you would say Indian feel to it, or I don't know the kind of international feel it is to it, but it's just so goddamn good, and I just love Sully's voice on it. And as somebody who doesn't listen to a lot of Godsmack, Voodoo is a song, you gotta make an exception for. I mean, my God. Then we have Be My Yoko Ono from the Barenaked Ladies, another good feeling, kind of short, my dog is snoring, kind of short song from the band, a bouncy, vibrant video as well, and, talking about love, talking about relationships, and talking about Yoko Ono and John Lennon as well, and I loved it so much. And again, I just love Steve's voice on it, where he's just such an easygoing vocalist, and I just love it so much. So anyway, I'm not surprised that's there. Be My Yoko Ono, beautiful old song, gotta say. Can You Dig It from the Mock Turtles? And the Mock Turtles, I think this was like their one-hit wonder. This was their one hit. And I feel like I should do another reaction to them at some point because I want to hear more from them, even though, I guess they didn't have many more hits or whatever. But this song was like a slow build for me anyway, because I listened to it and I was, I liked it, but then all of a sudden I started listening to it more and more, and just grew on me even more. Like a malignant tumor. I just really enjoyed the vocals of it, which I can't remember the man's name who sings it now, of course, but I really enjoyed his vocals, and the chorus, of course, can you dig it? I just love that so much, and how they go right into it, and it just stays stuck in your head. And I guess that's the point of a song that you like so much, and it's a song that you can listen to over and over and not get tired of it. That's one of these ones for me. Then we have Twist of Cain from Danzig. I talk about the Misfits, and of course, here's Danzig. And with this one was on his, I think his debut album, I want to say, from 1988. But anyway, Twist of Cain, it's actually kind of simple, kind of rock song, honestly, from the drum beat and guitar and such. But at the same time, Danzig's, kind of dark. For a guy who's only 5'4", his dark kind of, I guess, dark presence on the track and such is just so enigmatic. He's just so present. It's just nuts. And I just love his voice, his little yells and all that stuff. And, he has so much power, and his, one of the most powerful, short kings of all time. You got to say that as well. And then we have NWA featuring Snoop Dogg, Chin Check. So when NWA came back, the late 90s, early 2000s, when this was, of course, after the death of Eazy-E, they had this song where it's just such a, from the opening of it, it's so powerful. It's such a banger. Snoop Dogg comes in, doesn't miss a beat. We're talking about with, him coming on with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and MC Ren and such. But he just comes on like he's always been a part of NWA or something. And I just love that a lot. And Ice Cube, of course, the best rapper of the group, I would have to say, is Ice Cube of, NWA. And, he comes through one more time here. And, I just really enjoyed that. And it's another song I listened to a lot in high school, but I came back to it all of a sudden. And just remember how much of a banger it is. Then we have Out of My Head from Junkhouse, a Canadian band here, kind of, in the grunge style, because that was the era, the mid-90s here, or early 90s, whatever it was. But I don't even, because I don't know their names, of course, but my God, I just love their style. I love the vocalists' kind of dirty kind of vocals, and just that chorus of, going right out of my head, and just that repetition. And again, when I do a video, I can't remember lyrics or anything because then there's pressure. But anyway, just really enjoyed the chorus. It's a great song, and the opening of it, it's such a Canadian kind of track as well. Like, you get that feeling, at least I do as a Canadian. But yeah, Out of My Head from Junkhouse, one of my favorite songs, and one of, obviously, a song that I knew would be on this list because I listened to it a lot. And a song you can just crank in the car. My God. Then we have Never Tear Us Apart from INXS, and of course this is one of, if not INXS's best known song. It's a song I did a reaction to, I want to say, a couple years ago, and it's a song that I came back around to just to hear Michael Hutchins's, just his passion, his slow tempo in the song is great as well, and I just really enjoyed that. And I think there's another INXS song on this list, but I really enjoyed that song there. Then we have Bloodstains. My nose itchy as hell. But anyway, Bloodstains by Agent Orange. A very great, punk excellence here. I think this song was in Grand Theft Auto 5. That might be where I first heard it. But I love the yelling and just the bloodstains. Just we're going nuts on it. And just really enjoyed that. And it's such a great little punk song. Less than 2 minutes long. And so stomachable. My God. Really enjoyed that one. Bloodstains. Agent Orange. My God. Forgot About Dre from Dr. Dre. There's more hip-hop on this list than I expected, but I guess, makes sense. I've enjoyed hip-hop and rap for a long time. But anyway, Forgot About Dre. Of course, Eminem is on this song, too. And I just love the dynamic between Eminem's kind of, whinier kind of voice, you might say, compared to Dr. Dre's more deep voice on it. And, Eminem's, fast pacing, I really enjoyed that. And, again, the contrast between the two of them is just great. And Forgot About Dre is one of, it's a certified classic. My God. So we move on one more time. Lazaretto from Jack White. I saw Jack White like 5 years ago, I guess now, live, and pretty sure he did this one. But anyway, Lazaretto, another song that I think my friend, she put something on Instagram on her story or whatever about the song, and I was like, I remember that song, my God. And I just started listening to it more and more again, and just love Jack, one of the greatest guitarists today, and of all time, you could say as well. Just really enjoy his guitar style, how much how much you can just show the appreciation he has for the instrument, and I love his vocals here as well. Just very, he does so much, to affect his vocals on the song too, and so I just love this one. I mean, my God, Lazaretto. Which I think was from 2014. Great little time there for Jack White. Anyway, Freaking at the Freakers Ball by Dr. Hook in the Medicine Show. And I did a Dr. Hook reaction this year as well. But like I said in that video, I love a lot of Dr. Hook songs. I love Dr. Hook themselves, one of the most underrated bands of all time. And this one's kind of, vulgar, a little bit horny, you might say, as well. And I just love they're having so much fun on it. And it's one of the greatest, great, points that this was on the album of, I think it was on Sloppy Seconds, is one of the best songs on that album. And just the band, they're just having so much fun. You can just tell. You can tell. How Bad Can I Be by Ed Helms, of course, in the Lower Acts, which, it's a great movie, great little song from the movie, and I love Ed Helms on it as well. Love a lot of his, movie work, and he's a great singer as well. So there's that one. How Bad Can I Be? It's so catchy too. I mean, my God. Then we have Blood, Gangrel, which a wrestling theme song. Which again, I don't know if you don't watch wrestling, but anyway, there's no words to it or anything like that, but it's just such a banging tune. Like, I don't know what it is. It's a song I listen to a lot of work, as somebody who works alone and can just listen to music. My eye is just nuts. But anyway, as somebody who, like I said, listens to music at work and all that stuff, and it's just such a, like I said, it's a great entrance song. I feel like, I'm coming out into an arena when I listen to it, and I guess that's the whole point of, trying to leave your mind or whatever and go into a different place when you're listening to a song. That's a big part of, music. Anyway, like that. Do What Diddy, of course, from Manfred Mann, Earth Band. And this one, I talked about the Monkees earlier. I downloaded this one and then the Monkees, Daydream Believer at the same time. So I listened to these songs back to back many times, and it's just great 60s music. It's just this one. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Do What Diddy. I don't know what that means, but I just love it so much, and I love the lead. I can't remember the vocalist's name now, but maybe it's not just Manfred Mann singing, I don't think. But either way, I love his voice, and there she was just walking down the street, and it's just it's so vibrant. It's so a good feeling song. I like it a lot. My God, and again, only 2 minutes 22 seconds. It's so easy to listen to. What's the difference? Another Dr. Dre song here. I didn't know I'd listen to so much Dr. Dre, but I guess I did. What's the difference between me and you? I think Exhibit is on this one as well. And again, it's a great Dr. Dre track. One of his best. Again, I know he's probably better known nowadays, obviously, as a producer and such, but his rapping is not too bad either. I mean, my God, even though I say Ice Cube was the best rapper in NWA, Dr. Dre is very good. And so what's the difference? It's a very kind of getting you pumped up kind of a song, a song that's kind of in your face as well. And just love the boasting on it as well, talking about their cars and such. So anyway, what's the difference? Again, it's a great song to crank up to in the car. Truck Got Stuck from Corb Lund. I think there's more Corb Lund songs to come. But again, I'm not much of a truck. I don't own a truck. I don't really care for trucks, whatever. But whatever that means. And again, like I said earlier, not much of a country boy. Don't really care for the mud. But I love the story here. Kind of a funny story that's true apparently. And just love Corb Lund's, again, his laid back, easy going vocals and his style. And my goodness, I get the burps. And he just comes through with another great song here. This might be one of, if not maybe his best known track, I have to say. But I just really enjoyed the story, like I said, and I just really enjoyed Corb Lund, I guess. But then we have People Are Strange by Tiny Tim, and again, his cover here from The Doors. And as The Doors being one of my favorite songs, I just love Tiny's interpretation of this song. Again, not really doing a impression of Jim Morrison, because trying to thinking of Tiny doing an impression of Jim Morrison is just kind of it's great, but he's put his own unique stamp on this with his kind of voice and his unique voice, of course, and it's just great to listen to. And I love his effects he would put into his songs, his sound effects and all that stuff, his little quips and such. And he was just such a great performer, a great entertainer. Very underrated, like I always say. Last Caress from the Misfits. Again, they're in the Danzig era here. And this is one of their best songs. Again, only 2 minutes long, but the way Danzig just yelps and his power on this is just nuts. And It's one of my favorite Misfits songs to listen to, and it's a great song to listen to in the car. I have to say, again, it's a big part of a lot of this, I guess. And, just the way he yelps out, "One last caress," and just the band was on top as well. Such a good song, my God. Anyway, then we go on to Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Tiny Tim's probably best known song. A song that people find scary, I guess, because it's been in like Insidious and other things. But as somebody who just loves Tiny Tim, it's a song that I don't find it that to be scary or whatever. I find it very nice. He's talking about tiptoeing through the tulips. I mean, my God. And I just love that so much. And again, it's an old song that Tiny took and did his own, made it his own, and a song that people attribute to him. I mean, obviously, and they see, Tiny was a novelty act, but goddamn, he was so good. He knew so much about music, and people don't give him the credit he deserves, I find. Anyway. Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf, of course, one of his best known songs. 8.5 minutes, but goddamn, it's such a great duet. I love him. It's a funny song as well, talking about, what's it going to be, boy, yes or no, and, him trying to, let me sleep on it. I love that part, obviously. And, of course, Meatloaf is gone now, but this is one of his, bona fide classics of Meatloaf. And, I don't know too many Meatloaf songs, but I know his big hits, obviously, because you can't escape them. And this one was just great. So, love the video as well. Great video, too. And then we have another wrestling theme song. But if you're a fan of Motorhead, you probably heard this and you probably like it. Of The Game, of course. Triple H is the wrestler involved here, who really knew was a friend of Lemmy's, and Lemmy did I think all of Triple H's theme songs. King of Kings. He did The Game. He did Line in the Sand for his group as well, Triple H's group, and so Lemmy was all over the place in WWE. And a big part of that, and The Game is it's a song that just gets you pumped up. It's a song I listen to a lot when I would like bike or exercise. Again, I gotta get back on the train. I mean, my God. But anyway, it's a song that just gets you going. That's the whole point. And a song you can crank in the car. I mean, I gotta say that one more time. And just obviously Lemmy's distinctive guttural vocals, just unlike anything you've ever heard of. It pumps you the fuck up. Then we have $5 bill again from Cora Blund. A lot of Cora Blund here, like I said. But and again, as somebody who's not much of a country fan, I just love me some Cora Blund. And $5 bill, I love his fast pacing on this. Almost sounds like an auctioneer. And it's that old kind of style that I love of country. He just comes through again with another banger on this one. So yeah, $5 bill, like that one a lot. My God. And again, he was only like 30 or late 20s on this. But yeah, I don't know, such a great voice on him. My God. Anyway, Rehab by Amy Winehouse. And Amy Winehouse, probably her best known song, I'd say, would be this one. Talking about a lot of personal things, talking about her addiction, talking about her alcohol intake, talking about her relationships. It's a very personal, vulnerable song, and it became her best known one. Part of the, obviously she's part of the 27 Club, as you would say, and sad ending to such a vibrant career that what more could have been, kind of a feeling. But she left her mark. I mean, just with what she only did in her short time on the earth. A great jazz vocalist who would branch out even more. And Rehab. I mean, my God, it's a great song, and I listen to it quite a bit, I guess. And sorry if you can hear the rain. It's raining pretty bad here. Anyway, I Want to Be in the Cavalry by Cora Blund again. I gotta reiterate again. I'm not much of a horse guy, all this stuff. I don't, not that lifestyle really, but I just love Cora Blund. I just love his voice, I love his style, and I just love that old-timey feeling he gives me, even though he made this music, in the 2000s or whatever. And, so there it is again. I Want to Be in the Cavalry, which isn't really relatable for me, but it's just such a banging tune. So then we have Hit the Road Jack from Ray Charles. A classic song. I think everyone and their mother has heard this. Unless you live under a rock. I mean, my God. And, one of the greatest musicians of all time in Ray Charles. Hit the Road Jack. It speaks for itself. And it's a song that I guess, I listen to it quite a bit. Because, again, it's one of those songs, from the 60s. Where goes with the songs I was listening to from the Monkees or Manfred Mann or whatever, and the song would come on as well, and I would just vibe out to this one too. And then we have The Pusher by Steppenwolf. My God, another great Canadian band here, very underrated. John Kay's guttural, distinctive deep voice again comes through on this one. Again, the song is almost 6 minutes long, but it's such a great song just to hear the story, talking about drugs, talking about drug dealers, and I just, I'm captivated the whole time through. And John Kay, like I said, I love his voice on it. And again, Steppenwolf is such a band that should get way more recognition than they do. And you talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and such, and I feel like these guys should be in. But anyway, that's another thing for another day. Hair in my eyes like Highland Steer from Core Blood again. My God. Anyway, I didn't realize how much I listened to it, but I guess I did. But anyway, talking about Highland Steers, the animal and such, and they have the hair in their eyes and such. Again, such a Canadian song, and I love his little Corb's, his woo-hoo he does during the song too. Again, I like the video too, very captivating. Kind of a, I guess, black and white in a way, kind of gray kind of video, and I just like it so much. Again, you don't have to be into, I guess, country to like Core Blood. That's what I'm finding out. But yeah, anyway. Martha and the Muffins and Echo Beach. Now, I talked about earlier with the Mock Turtles how their song, Can You Dig It, was a slow build on me. This is kind of the same thing here with me for Echo Beach. I enjoyed it the first time I listened to it. And, I would say, hey, YouTube, hey, Google, play music, all that stuff. And it would play this song every now and then. And I was like, oh, damn, I remember, this song is even better than I remember. And, I love the message of it, love the vocals on it. And it's such a good feeling tune. And again, it's a song that I've come to enjoy really a lot more than I did, on my first listen. Even though I liked it on my first listen, it's a song that, I love even more today. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And another Canadian band here, Martha and the Muffins, and a great band name, and Echo Beach. I love their kind of the fast, maybe you would say fast, but the pacing of it, very good, very good, very good. Then we go on to Ocean Man from Ween. Of course, this was in the SpongeBob movie from 2004, I think it was. And Ween, I know they were inspired by the guy who created SpongeBob, Steven Hillenburg, and all that stuff. So it's just nice that the song would go into that movie. And also, it's a great feeling song. Only 2 minutes long. I love the vocal effect they used on the vocal here. Talking the deeper kind of voice. And again, just Ocean Man. I don't know. It's such a easy, catchy chorus and song, and the opening's fantastic. It's such an easy listen. I mean, what else can you freaking say? And then we have You Get What You Give from the New Radicals. Of course, this was basically their only big hit. I think they only put out one album anyway. But this is a great message. I mean, you only get what you give. Very good, right at the top, relatable. I love the verse, the ending of the song, kind of, talking about Marilyn Manson and Courtney Love and Hanson and all this stuff. I just love that. And and I just like how they kind of dropped this song and then just kind of got up and left. And it's a great message. Like I said, great video too. Really enjoyed that. I've watched the video many times now. Because again, my mom listens to a lot of music when she's just in the living room. She puts the TV on YouTube or whatever, and I hear these songs all the time. And this is another song that I heard there, and that I would listen to a lot. So anyway, you only get what you give, or just you get what you give. Great message. Anyway, and what could have been with the New Radicals if they put out more than just one album and stuff. I would imagine it would have more than just this one hit. Anyway, Unsatisfied by The Replacements. One of my favorite songs I've ever reacted to. I think last year's list, this song was on it. Of my favorite, songs I reacted to. It was like number 2, I want to say, behind Big Country. But anyway, Unsatisfied. I love Paul Westerberg's vocals. You can tell he's unsatisfied. And again, as somebody myself who's not as satisfied with life as I would like to be, or, that's the whole point. People can relate to that. And just Paul, just his passion, his desire to be satisfied. It's just, it's almost emotional. I mean, my God, I love that song so much. And as a song, I'm glad people requested. And again, I think about that comment that I talked about before, where somebody said, I don't even like The Replacements, but this song, but I love the song. And that's the whole point of it. You don't have to be a Replacements fan to love this friggin' song. It's just so good. It's just so relatable. It's so good. So good. And then we have The World Is Full of Crashing Boars from Morrissey. Of course, I did. The Morrissey Fridays and such, and I don't know what it was about this song, but I really enjoyed the song, and I listened to it a few more times after I did do the reaction, and I've been really listening to a lot of You're the Quarry of around 2004 there, and I don't know, I love that I love that song, and I love how visceral Morrissey is in it a bit, and brutally honest that he is, and that he always can be, and so The World Is Full of Crashing Boards is a great title too, and so there's that one. I think the only Morrissey track on this, but of course I listen to a lot of Morrissey, every week. Every Friday too. Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, of course, from Ian Jury and the Blockheads. And again, I talk about my favorite reactions that I've done throughout the year, and this one will have to be there. Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. Just Ian was dealt a bad hand, in life, I guess you could say, because he had he contracted polio, then crippled him when he was 7 years old, I think it was, and then. But at the same time, the whole message of the song is, just how, I guess, we're talking about, no matter your any whatever your religion, I don't know, your state of mind, your whether you're freaking not, whether you're disabled or not, all this stuff I can't even think. But whatever your situation is, the music, when the music hits you, whether language barriers as well, when the music hits you, you just get hit with that rhythm stick. I mean, that whole point of it. And it's just such a great feeling song, such a great emotional song too. And Ian just living life, and taking the best, as some people might not have been as, I guess, happy or as passionate as he was, because they might look at life, because it's just like, oh shit, I'm crippled and all this stuff. But he looked at he didn't care about that stuff. He just lived his own life the way that it was, because even with his condition, he didn't care, it didn't slow him down. And I just love that message. So anyway, yeah, Ian Jury, really enjoyed that, man. Ian Jury, I should say. I always kind of try to not mispronounce his last name because people yell at me. Anyway, New Sensation from INXS. This one I know was in Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's sometimes a recurrent theme for me. But anyway, because I've found a lot of songs through that game. But anyway, New Sensation. I can't remember if I did a reaction to this or not, but this might be my favorite INXS song. I just love the peppiness of it. Michael sounds so great. He sounds so vibrant, so bouncy. Again, it's just, which is great because of course of how his downfall and decline was tragic. But he sounds so great here, so peppy, and I love it so much. And New Sensation, so catchy. God damn, I just love it so much. So anyway, yeah, New Sensation. In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry. We're talking about summer here. You gotta listen to Mungo Jerry in the summertime. Just love, the great feeling of it. I think in this song might have been their only hit, but anyway, you watch the video of it. You watch Mungo Jerry was not the lead singer. The band was just called Mungo Jerry. I don't remember what the lead singer's name is, but he's got the friggin' sideburns all the way down. The whole band just such a colorful bunch of characters. My God, you got the burps or something, and a colorful bunch of characters, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this. It's a summertime classic. I mean, my God, I feel like I'm talking that people don't know it, but I feel like a lot of people know the song. Anyway, it Gives You Hell from All American Rejects. This song is probably my favorite All American Rejects song, and it's just so kind of again, I just love how it goes from the kind of a slow build, and then just, there's that crescendo and the climax, and I just love the message of it, talking about, I guess a relationship in a way, and, talking about, leaving somebody, and, being content with that, and, I feel like the All-American Rejects don't get as much credit as they should for a band, from the mid-2000s, I think of bands like My Chemical Romance or Panic at the Disco, whatever, who are, big for the kind of, I don't want to say emo era, but that kind of indie rock, kind of alt rock point in time there. The All American Rejects don't get as much credit as they deserve as other bands of the time, and because they had so many great bangers. I mean, my God. But anyway, and Gives You Hell is my favorite of them. So yeah, I Hate to Say I Told You So from The Hives. One of my favorite songs I've listened to. Did I react to this? I don't know if I reacted to them this year or last year. I don't know. But either way, whenever I reacted to the song, this song was I mean, the garage rock kind of revival of the early 2000s. I mean, the Hives were at the forefront of it. And with this song, the bass on it is just nuts. And the bass solo and, from friggin', I can't remember the man's name, Dr. something now, oh my God. Anyway, I love his bass though. Of course, such great vocals from, now I can't remember their names for God's sake. From Almquist. I can't remember his first name though, but Almquist is the last name. Either way, love his vocals. It's just so goddamn fiery. He's so passionate, all that stuff, and I just love how dirty and grimy the song sounds. Of course, that was a whole garage rock style, and this song just, it's a song I listen to this day ever since reacting to it, and it's a song, it's changed my life. I mean, my God, and just love it so much. Like I said, so dirty and just passionate. Very good, my God. Anyway, come out and play from The Offspring, one of the best known songs. And again, it's just I think this might have been their first single 92, I want to say. But either way, it was the beginning of the band, and they were showing what they were capable of and what they were going to achieve even more of, and come out and play. It's one of the Offspring's best known songs. I mean, my God, and I love Dexter Holland's voice on it, and just obviously that kind of, I guess, pop punk sound you think of with like the Offspring or Green Day or whatever of the 90s. And I think this was from 1994, I want to say. And they came in, and goddamn, they showed the world who was boss, I'll tell you that. And then we have Guns of Brixton. Again, probably my favorite Clash song, and I love it because it was the only song, one of the only songs that Paul sang on. Aside from Joe Strummer. And I just love Paul Simonon voice on it. I love his kind of laid back, low key kind of sound. And I just love the drums. I mean, my God, that's just so good. Topper Heaton is so good on it. And I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is about the song, but it just has always struck me, and it's always stayed with me as my favorite Clash song. And I just love the whole point of, you can crush us, you can bruise us, and I don't know, just the whole point of, you'll never take us down kind of a thing. The Guns of Brixton, and I just, you're talking about, of course, Brixton in England and all that stuff, and I just love it a lot. As somebody who doesn't even live in England or whatever, I can appreciate it. My God. And then we have the last one here. No surprise, I like how this ends, with Barbie Girl from Aqua. Because again, with Barbie coming out, Barbie, I guess, as you can't tell, kind of overtook my life, and I love that movie. And Barbie Girl, of course, was a big part of the whole, rise of Barbie again. And Barbie Girl, a great song from the 90s, I guess, one-hit wonder, you would say. And it's just such a, funny song, I guess, too, a good-feeling song, a vibrant, colorful song. And, with Barbie coming out this year, Barbie Girl kind of had a resurgence. And I was one of those people listening to this again. So, anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to say. So, let me just scroll back up. And, it was a great summer for me musically, I have to say. Listened to a lot of great songs, reacted to a lot of great songs as well, which, became, part of my playlists. And so here we are again. And I know some people, hopefully enjoyed this, whoever watched this, and because I know some people like me to do this every now and then, just again, so people can see what I listen to. And again, for me, it's fun to do anyway, too, because, I've always liked to, present this, my music in this kind of way, and, if people watch it, that's an added bonus. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. If you watched all of this, I mean, my God, you're a trooper. And, so thanks for watching, all the likes and comments, and for subscribing as well throughout the whole, year and the whole summer. And, so thanks again. I'll talk to you guys again soon.